Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer, and today we are talking about the full moon. It's on April 12, it's at 23 degrees of Libra, and it is opposite the Sun and Chiron. What does this mean for you? That's what we're going to talk about. Welcome everybody, especially if you're new. This video is going to be a little bit different than past videos. This video is in 3 parts. First, we're going to do a short overview of what this full moon is about. Then we're going to talk about your sign, love and money predictions for the next 2 weeks. And then at the end of this video, there's a little section of announcements that I have and classes that are coming up and other things. And by the way, if you'd like a copy of your chart so you could follow along on these videos, I can send you a PDF. There's a link in the description. So let's take a look at this full moon chart and how it relates to what's going on in your life. So I think that the thing that most people are looking for right now is some sense of certainty. This is really hard to find when we have a couple of planets retrograde. Neptune has just gone into a new sign, and we had the recent eclipses. So things going on in the world are actually quite uncertain right now. And if there's one thing that people hate, it's uncertainty. So along comes a full moon in Libra and the desire for balance. And so this is, when you think about it, Libra is about the scales. So the scales are in constant motion. They are looking for balance. They are rocking back and forth all the time. And so the scales represent this uncertainty. And we're all wishing for the scales to be perfectly balanced and perfectly still, but they're only that for a moment, because the moment they are, then we say, oh, I want a little bit more, or I want a little bit less, or I want something different. And the scales become out of balance again. There's this nagging feeling that so many people have right now of uncertainty about their jobs or inflation or what's going on in the world. And during this full moon time, it would be better for you to realize that the uncertain path is actually the path that leads to success. You see, all of the areas of your life that feel certain are the areas you've already explored, and these have not brought you what you've wanted. And so the uncertain areas on the map are actually the potential solution to what it is that you want: the better job, the more money, the fulfilling relationship, the just having more fun. It's when you take the uncertain path that you're creative, that you are discovering ideas, where you're helping the world, where you have this fulfilling life. This full moon is opposite Chiron, and most people think of Chiron as the wounded healer. But Chiron is also the portal. It's the open door, and it's sitting with the Sun in Aries, which suggests taking action. Now you might ask, well, what action should you take? Well, Chiron in Aries, Aries being the sign of innovation and raw energy, would say do something different than you've done before. And this is the full moon, so this action should be the biggest and the boldest action that you can do. Maya Angelou said something in her autobiography. She said, I looked up the road I was going and back the way I come. And since I wasn't satisfied, I decided to step off the road and cut me a new path. This full moon is halfway through the lunar cycle. This is the perfect time to check the path forward and back, and if you're dissatisfied, to embrace uncertainty and cut a new path, because it's the uncertain road that leads to success. Okay, Pisces, this full moon is lighting up your area of power and control. And so this can give you real insights into something that's usually kind of a secret, kind of hidden. And so this is kind of like you have this big flashlight now, and so you can shine it into the dark corners of other people's motivations, power plays, and like who's trying for what, and everything becomes really clear in relationships, in business. You start to see the dynamic, and then you can take the appropriate action to position yourself to be in a good place. This also is a time where you might notice whether you've been giving away your power, or if you're letting opportunities for money and power just slip through your fingers. So this is a really important time for self-reflection and to look at others and ask yourself the questions of, why are you asking what you're asking? Why are you doing what you're doing? what is your real motivations. Now, when it comes to love relationships, specifically new love, even though the moon's not making an aspect with Neptune, it is making a lovely trine with Jupiter. So that means that you have an opportunity to meet someone for a love relationship. You've got a lot of planets in your area of physical self, so you just take your physical self out into the world and you could be noticed. And by the way, if you are looking for information about love relationships, either your existing relationship or finding someone new or any other aspect of your life, I do readings. There's a link in the description. Now, when it comes to existing love relationships, there is an out-of-sign conjunction going on between Mercury and Neptune. And this is actually going to soon be an in-sign conjunction as Mercury moves from Pisces into Aries. And so these two are getting closer together, which means that the two of you are coming to an agreement on something, maybe something that's been a long, difficult process. So, or maybe you're just finding that now you've got more common ground, more shared values than you had before. So there is this energy of feeling closer in your love relationship. And this is something you want to be aware of because you can really facilitate this with the Mercury moving forward. Now, when it comes to your money, you pull money from Mars, which is making a square to this full moon energy, which says action, action, and then more action. So this is a time where you really want to be just pedal to the metal so you can launch whatever it is you're trying to launch, where you can make decisions about your investments. This is a time, full moon time, where you want to look back and see, what it is that you have been building and look forward to see if you're going the right direction. And if you're not, to make some sort of adjustments. But because you're doing the square, the action is the most important. This is not a time for research, not a time for waiting or asking. This is a time for doing. Now, when it comes to money from business or from investments, Mars is making a lovely trine to Venus. That means you can make more money over this next 2 weeks than usual. That is, it's all available to you. But with the trine, you always have to be aware that the energy is easy. And so a trine, all the benefits can slip through your fingers because you are just letting it, like you're drifting. So instead, consider that if you take a little bit of action in this direction, it's kind of like pushing the go-kart down the hill. The go-kart's just going to go now, and it'll pick up momentum as it goes. So you want to give something here a little push, and then you'll see things really happen. And then when it comes to money derived from career, so that would be a paycheck, Mars is making a trine to Saturn. So again, you have some really positive energy if you want to get a raise or you're negotiating for a salary increase in a new job, or if you want to change departments and things like that. All of that looks very good. Now, that is all predicated on the idea that your company is sound and doing well. If your company is not well, if it is showing some cracks in its foundation, be aware that this energy that you're doing, this positive energy, is about you moving on and going to a new place so you can make more money. This is not about staying here and watching things crumble. So be aware that this is a time where you want to be flexible. And so you want to, kind of lift the curtain, see what's going on with your company. If it's strong, you could get a raise over this, negotiate it over this next 2 weeks. But if your company is already kind of shutting down and closing up, this may be something that you want to escape from. Hi everyone, I thought I might change things up a little bit this time, and so I'm putting announcements at the end. So if you're interested in what is going on and what I have coming up, stay tuned. Otherwise, you can just jump off right here. So I've been looking for a way to connect with you guys, more. And so I've been doing these classes, New Month Wishes. They're at the beginning of the month. I started with a live stream and then I moved it to Zoom. So this next one is on April 1st at noon Pacific time, and it is on Zoom. It's free if you guys want to register. There's a link in the description. So what we do in this class is we briefly talk about the energies of the upcoming month, and then we write our wishes together, and then as a group we energize them together to give them more power. And so, but mostly this is just an opportunity for us to actually have a conversation. And so if you're interested, like I said, this one's going to be April 1st at noon Pacific time. So, and I know that doesn't work for everybody's schedule because I think it's a Tuesday. So I've been thinking about whether to try to move it again back to a live stream and a recorded version. So, but then it misses the whole interacting with you guys. So I'm not sure what to do. So if you have a thought about that, you can put it in the comments. I'm very interested in expanding this channel and doing more videos on Western astrology, Chinese astrology, and feng shui. And so, and if you like this content, I have opened it up to memberships now through YouTube. So if you do want to support the channel, there is a join button next to the subscribe button. So I hope you're already subscribed. And then if you'll hit that join button, if you want to support the channel, it's totally optional. In a few weeks, I'm going to be teaching a class for NCGR New Jersey. NCGR is the National Council of Geocosmic Research. It is one of the astrology organizations that's in the world. And NCGR actually has individual chapters. And so I'm on the board of the San Diego chapter. I'm going to be speaking for the New Jersey chapter. And if you are interested, you can join in because this is a Zoom class. And so I'm going to be talking about the astrology of home. And that is how your fourth house in your natal chart tells us what the ideal home situation would be for you. Also, we're going to talk about transits that could signal a move and whether you can make money in real estate. So if you're interested in that class, then just click the link in the description, and then there is a charge for that class. I think it's $15. But all the information is there when you click on the link. And then finally, I have a newsletter. It's been a monthly newsletter for ages. And then a couple of months ago, I moved it to a weekly newsletter where I talk about the different energies for each day. And then you see some of the pictures that I'm posting on Instagram. And so that is a free newsletter, and the link is in the description. And that's about it. I have more announcements that I'm going to be making in future videos. I have some new video courses coming out, and so we'll talk about it then. And because you stayed all the way to the end, which I really appreciate, I have a very special picture. This is not the last cat I had, but the cat before that. This cat was very good at opening doors, and since this whole video was about the portal that the Chiron can make for you, opening a new door, I thought I would share this.